Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Brand new Bigfoot footage that's shocking the world. Today we take a look at new Bigfoot footage and sightings coming from Washington, Canada, and many other places with very convincing evidence. From HD Sasquatch trail camera videos to Bigfoot hunting clips and so much more. Also stay tuned for a special and crazy nature clip at the end of this video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the best Bigfoot clips of all time. This is the newest Bigfoot video on the internet, and only around 1,000 people have seen it, so it's very exclusive. The footage reportedly comes from deep in a Washington forest, and it was just released on October 17th, 2025. A hiker was out wandering around the foggy forest this day, when eventually he came across something he couldn't explain. He quickly filmed as a large, dark, upright silhouette was spotted amongst the fog. It was slowly walking away from him, most likely unknowing of his presence. It walks with a strange gait. It kind of kicks its legs out to the sides as it walks, and it looks pretty stiff. It slowly walks away and disappears into the fog. Viewers are saying that the creature probably came out of hiding because it thought it would be concealed by the fog, but this person was closer than it thought. In theory, a foggy day could be a perfect time for a Bigfoot to come out of hiding. Fog changes everything about the forest, how it looks, how it sounds, even how it smells. And all of that works in favor of a creature that wants to stay unseen. When fog rolls in, visibility drops dramatically. Shapes blur, shadows melt together, and movement becomes harder to pinpoint. A massive, dark figure could easily blend in with the mist-drenched trees, watching or moving just beyond clear sight. The thick air also muffles sound, so heavy footsteps or snapping branches might go unnoticed until they're frighteningly close. And Washington State has had plenty of Bigfoot sightings, even some recent ones, including this one now. What are we thinking here? Was there really a Bigfoot lurking in this deep, foggy forest this day? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now this here could be one of the clearest Bigfoot sightings ever. Even though the creature is seen hiding and it's partially obscured by the trees, the video footage itself is exceptionally clear in HD. It comes from Canada last winter in a dense, snowy forest. It was caught by an HD trail camera set up by the landowner. The landowner put up the camera because he was experiencing some strange things on his land. And it turns out his suspicions weren't just suspicions, they were reality. We see a tall, humanoid creature covered in dense, jet-black fur. It's hiding behind a tree, moving slightly. In the first shot, we can only see it from the shoulders up. Then in the second shot, we see its full body, giving us a look at how tall it really is. It's freakishly tall, too tall to be a human or anything else. It knocks the snow off the tree, maybe because it was angry or something. We don't know why exactly it did that, but it is an interesting act. It's said that Bigfoots are known to knock on trees and such. Maybe that's what it was doing here? But the creature itself looks pretty realistic, though skeptics aren't satisfied. Online critics suggest it's merely a hoax, someone in a well-done costume who set up their camera and made up this story. However, the uploader and landowner states that this is not the case at all, that he really captured this being on his trail camera and he doesn't know what it is. Also, it was taken in Canada, a very remote spot in Canada. And as you may know, this region is said to be one of the largest Bigfoot hotspots. So this could lend credibility to the sighting as well. Definitely an interesting and shocking piece of evidence. Evidence that could prove these creatures exist and that could be some of the clearest yet. Here are some newer, controversial captures of Bigfoot. They were taken on a trail camera in New York and they were released to the public on March 22nd, 2025. Though not many Bigfoot encounters have actually come from New York, a handful of good encounters have come from there. Sightings with very good photographic and videographic evidence, and this one here is one of those. The image-taking trail camera took a burst of 3 photos. The first one shows the so-called creature from the side. It looks like it's in the motion of turning around and walking away. This is the only shot where we get to see its face. Zooming in, it's void of hair, with dark black eyes, a large forehead, and other facial features similar to humans or primates. And the rest of its body is covered in thick, shaggy hair, a lighter color than typically seen on these creatures. Moving on to the second photo, we see its turn in the opposite direction now, and it's beginning to walk away. In this photo, we see some muscle definition in the calf area and in its triceps and shoulder. This type of muscle definition seen through the fur could indicate it's a real living creature, according to scientists. But now in the third photo, it's completely turned around, looking like it's going to retreat back into the brush. They're all pretty remarkable captures. Once again, skeptics state this could just be a costume or something, which, judging by the photos, we can't tell for sure, so it's still up in the air. But I'm just the messenger here. I always do my best to find the best, clearest, and new Bigfoot evidence, but sometimes that includes the more controversial captures like these. But most importantly, what do you guys think about these newer New York captures? Let's continue the debate in the comments. The following is a chilling Bigfoot encounter. This one comes from the Travel Channel. A man reached out to them with some videographic evidence, so they had him on their channel to talk about his evidence and his encounter. Here is his footage along with his story about what happened.
I just happened to look out and I seen the black figure standing in the woods. The more I looked at it, the more I realized that it was a lot bigger than a normal person would be. And I could see that it had like beady eyes. There were no white parts to the eye, and it wasn't blinking or anything. It was just staring me down.
Even though in the video we can't see this detail, he recalls it had dark, beady eyes that never blinked. He recalls the creature was just staring right at him, standing still. And even though the video is from far away and the creature is in a dark area, we still get a decent look at it. It's just watching him from the tree line of his backyard. He obviously wanted to keep his distance and didn't want to get any further to go check it out, so this is the best evidence he could safely get. The crazy thing about this is he states that this isn't the only time something like this had happened. Not only have things like this happened before, but they happen often. He states, quote, "They're very close to me at all times now. They show up right after the sun goes down. And then they leave right when the sun comes back up or shortly after," end quote. So this man claims he's being stalked by these creatures, whatever they are. He never discloses where he's located for privacy reasons. And it's unknown if he's looking to move or if he's just kind of made peace with his situation. And this isn't the first time people living in remote areas have reported activity like this. Many others have shared similar experiences of being stalked by these kinds of creatures. Now, if this were me, I would probably move out eventually. I would like to have a few encounters with them just to see them, and then I'd be out. But anyways, hopefully this guy is staying safe out there. Coming back at you with some more clear photographic evidence. This is another newer and more mysterious capture, captivating the internet. It was taken in a remote and dimly lit section of forest, though the exact location remains unverified. In the photo, we see a large ape-like creature, a hairy bipedal creature. This one looks big and strong, with defined arm muscles and pectorals. Zooming in, we can see its midsection is less hairy. We can see its protruding stomach as well. The way we can see its skin and body shape tells us this likely isn't a costume. For decades, the mystery of Bigfoot has been built on shaky ground, grainy footage, anecdotal reports, and footprint casts. While these kinds of evidence spark curiosity and debate, none of them meet the strict standards for scientific verification. But a clear, high-resolution photograph or video showing undeniable details, musculature, facial features, movement, and context could change that completely. So could this photo here change everything? I wish the backstory wasn't so mysterious, but man, it's a good capture. Definitely one of the better photos you'll see. The Dyatlov Pass is one of the most chilling and mysterious cases of the 20th century. It happened in February 1959, deep in the Ural Mountains of Russia, when 9 experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute set out on a winter expedition, and they never made it back alive. When rescuers finally discovered their campsite, they found their tent had been cut open from the inside, as if the group had fled in panic into freezing night without proper clothing or gear. Over the next few weeks, search teams uncovered their bodies scattered across the snow. Some died of hypothermia, but others had severe and unexplained injuries. Crushed ribs, fractured skulls, and one woman missing her tongue and eyes. Theories swirled immediately: avalanche, secret military tests, psychological breakdown, or something far stranger. Among the more mysterious speculations was the idea that the hikers had encountered a yeti, or some kind of Bigfoot-like creature that roamed the snowy wilderness. This theory gained traction when rescuers reported finding large, unidentified footprints near the camp that didn't match any of the hikers' boots. Soviet investigators even briefly mentioned a snowman in early reports before removing the reference. Over the years, this fueled the belief that something massive, intelligent, and possibly territorial had frightened the group into fleeing for their lives. And not only this, but an actual photo taken by one of the explorers seemed to capture an unidentified creature, a humanoid figure that certainly looks Bigfoot-like. This here is the photo. Skeptics argue there's no solid proof of such a creature, suggesting that natural explanations like disorientation, infrasound-induced panic, or even a small avalanche make more sense. Still, the Yeti angle refuses to die. It ties into the deep folklore of the region where tales of wild, man-like beings have circulated for generations. In the end, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains a haunting mystery, a story where nature, fear, and the unknown blend together. And for many, the idea that something not entirely human might have been out there in that frozen darkness still feels eerily possible. Now, this segment here doesn't have any direct photographic or videographic evidence, but the new encounter itself is so compelling that I had to tell you all. The story goes like this. In late May of 2025, a father and his 12-year-old son were out bow fishing in the wetlands near Plum Creek, a quiet stretch of woods and marshland in Monroe County, Michigan. It was the kind of place where you can go for miles without seeing another person, just tall grass, still water, and dense tree lines. As they fished along the water's edge, their dog suddenly took off into the brush, barking wildly. Moments later, a deep thud echoed through the trees, as if something heavy had struck a trunk or landed from above. Both of them froze. Then, through the tangle of branches, they caught sight of movement, something large, upright, and dark, slipping between the trees. The creature, according to the father, wasn't shaped like a man or a bear. It was broader in the shoulders, covered in dark hair, and moved smoothly but powerfully, keeping to the thicker growth as if trying not to be seen. The son reportedly stood speechless, while the father tried to process what he was looking at. Within seconds, the figure was gone, swallowed by the woods as quickly as it appeared. Shaken, the pair returned home and later filed a report with the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, or the BFRO. Investigators interviewed the father and son separately to test their consistency. Both told nearly identical versions of the encounter, describing the same sounds, the same movements, and the same towering silhouette. The BFRO ultimately listed the sighting as credible, noting that the witnesses seemed sincere and that the environment matched many previous Bigfoot reports: remote, wooded, and rich with wildlife. A pretty interesting story. Let me know what you all think. And real quick, before this video starts, I just released some of the best Bigfoot merchandise of all time. From coffee mugs to stickers to all the clothing you could imagine. I present to you I Found Bigfoot. Everything comes in many different colors and sizes, so it's perfect for everyone. So if you love all things Bigfoot and you love what I do here on YouTube and want to support me, go ahead and grab some exclusive merchandise just in time for spooky season. All you have to do is scroll down below this video and you'll see my showcase of products and you can purchase them from there. Or you could simply visit the store from my YouTube homepage. Or you can simply visit maximumfear.myspreadshop.com. That's maximumfear.myspreadshop.com. Thank you very much, and back to the video. Today's nature clip shows one of my favorite animals, but one of the scariest animals on the entire planet. It was just posted to Instagram on September 14th, 2025. A man was driving down the road when something slithered out in front of him and blocked his path. A king cobra. The king cobra is one of the most fascinating and feared snakes on the planet. It's not just the world's longest venomous snake, but also one of the most intelligent and complex reptiles known to science. Found mainly in forests and jungles of Southeast Asia and India, the king cobra can grow over 13 feet, with some reaching more than 18 feet. Despite its size, it moves with incredible grace and precision, able to lift a third of its body off the ground when threatened, rising tall enough to look a full-grown human in the eye. In the video here, it does that slightly for a second. But king cobras are highly alert and cautious, not an aggressive killer by nature. But when cornered or protecting its territory, it becomes a formidable predator. A single bite can deliver enough venom to kill an elephant or 20 adult humans. The king cobra's venom isn't the most potent among snakes, but the sheer volume it injects with is exceptionally dangerous. So I hope you all found this segment as fascinating as I did. I also hope you enjoyed all the other clips and today's video as a whole. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, mom. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for another one of these trail camera videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, because only 20% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And shout out to my second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other scary content that you guys would definitely love. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.